Morning, guys. Well, it's been a bit. We were on vacation and we went to Boise for my cousin's wedding and made a little week vacation out of it. We've been home for a day and a half now and it has been surprisingly chilly. Yesterday we had the wood stove going all day. We had like 54, 57. And now I'm gonna go check on my high tunnel. We had a freeze warning last night, but I don't think it froze. Oh, I got my sprinklers in here. Oh, and plants. Forgot about you guys. Washed plants yesterday because I haven't started any, and I haven't started any, and I haven't planted any. So I purchased a few yesterday that were a little bit larger. I got something to show you. We have a broody hen in here in the high tunnel. She's in here. She's quite angry with me right now. So we'll just leave her alone. She's hatched out. The chicks hatched yesterday, or at least some of them. I think they're still hatching today. Yesterday, we had the wood stove going all day. Today, we shouldn't need it. It'll be a high of 70. It's been cold, guys. And I see everybody in the south, in the southern climates, saying how hot it's been there for them. And here in the Pacific Northwest, we are just cold. We are having the coldest spring. It's about to be summer tomorrow. And it looks like it's actually going to start heating up when summer hits. It looks like we'll be in the 80s for this week. And then we pop up into we have like a day in the 90s, closer to the 4th. So that is good. I need some warmer weather to get my plants going faster. So I'm out here in the high tunnel. I have planted all my tomatoes. I still have some peppers I need to get into the ground, and some herbs and squashes. And the high tunnel is just kind of slowly, progressively moving on, or getting done. So I'm going to show you some sad tomatoes, and then I'm going to show you some happy ones that were planted like, a week apart, and show you the differences in them, because I think it's valuable to see that, because not everything is peachy keen. This tomato right here, the leaves are yellowing, spindly, I would say it's leggy. This is what, like, not all my tomatoes, but a lot of them, especially my San Marzanos that I have talked about. I actually talked about this in another video, my last video, I think. And I was telling you, I was thinking about not trellising them. We still have a ton of cardboard for these beds. Not trellising them. And I had one message in particular, a comment that a guy was like, I am from, or lived in Naples, Italy, where San Marzanos originate, and how they do it there is they just kind of circle them around themselves, so they're nice and neat and tidy and not going their crazy ways, but also they're still on the ground. But that's what my San Marzanos looked like a week ago, and then now this is what they're looking like now. The stems are stronger, they're no longer leggy, they're no longer yellow. I got one bad leaf I'm gonna clip off here, just my nail. But all of them, we got some weeds coming through the cardboard. That's okay. We figured that was gonna happen. And they're doing so good. We got peppers planted over here beside them. We're just cramming crap in here, just getting it done. But these San Marzanos are looking really good, and they were looking like that sad Roma tomato over there, which is what we saw first. And now they look beautiful. They look healthy. They're doing super good. So we're going around and having to cardboard around them and then mulch them or compost them. I'm putting some fine compost in their holes with them and on top. And then I'm going back through, putting cardboard around them, then putting mulch. And that's what we're going to be doing for all of these beds. It's kind of inconvenient, but it is necessary. And those plants are showing that they really needed it. While we were gone, we have a farm sitter who was an intern of ours for a while. And it seems like, if you have a farm and you leave it, doesn't it seem like things that normally don't go wrong when you're gone? That's what happened to us. So the pigs kept getting out. We had some unexpected piglets. And so now we have some piglets that we are selling. Well, they're small still, so we're not selling them yet, but we will be. And they just kept getting out. Since we've been home, no pigs have gotten out. It's like, oh no, the crazy farmer's back. We got to stay in. She will eat us. That is true. So this week's priority is to continue to cardboard around the tomatoes. They're all here. You can't really see them because of the weeds and the crazy. But compost or mulch around them with cardboard. Get the last 2 of these rows. You can see where we're working on it here. This has been composted mulch. This is cardboard. This is a compost mulch of bedding from cows and chickens from not this year, but last year. So it's a year old. And that's what we had on hand, and that's what we're going to be using. But real quick, we've actually pulled out 6 of our orchard trees. We had 17, so now we have 11. I have another 1, 2 trees, 3 trees that are questionable. I'm having a really hard time with these bare roots. They're just chopped so short that they're not really taking, so it's worth it for me. This fall we'll start incorporating some like more expensive trees, because in the long run I'm going to be saving money because they won't be dying on me. Can we just talk real quick about life right now? We just got back from our trip and everything is so expensive. In Idaho, it's a little cheaper, not much, but it is a little cheaper. Gas is out of control. So we came home and I think it was already this price when we left, but gas now is $5.70. And that was on a Sunday yesterday. So it's Monday now. So it could be higher. What we're doing here is a ton of work. It's a lot of work, and it, Lord willing, will be feeding a lot of people. It is a hard, like, life in general is just hard. Like gas prices, food prices, everything is skyrocketing. Compost prices, seed prices, plant prices. You buying starts from the store. If you are just going to a grocery store, Walmart, Fred Meyer, you're going to be paying and even our local Bi-Mart, for a bigger plant, you're going to be paying $4 per plant. That's astronomical. Like, growing from seed is easy for most things. There are some more tricky things like onions, but it can be done. And I've done it a few years and it works out very good. Last year I had a failure of a year, but that was my neglectfulness, not anything to do with the seed. But guys, times are getting financially really difficult for people. And talking about, like, it's like a joke. I was telling my husband, he was like, well, why is the cost of this going up? Well, it's on a shortage. Well, I can't find my favorite microbrewery can right now. I'm like, well, cans are on a shortage, sugar's on a shortage, flour's shortage, corn is shortage. This is why all these prices are going up and up, because he's like, I can't handle hearing about another shortage. Baby formula is a huge one. Microchips for cars, massive. Like, everything is a shortage, labor, everything. But take away all of the hard stuff that people are going through. What about people who are struggling before this? And your neighbors. You really just shoot them a text, knock on their door, bring them a bag of goodies. We're in the north, so a lot of my crops aren't up yet, ready to be harvested. Even my lettuce is taking forever. I've luckily had some volunteers that grew in my small greenhouse and we've been munching on that, but my lettuce is just now popping up and it's tiny. It has been so cold, but that shouldn't affect my lettuce. I don't know what's going on, guys. Check on your neighbors, because there's still things. I'm looking at a box of tomatoes right here that I had set aside for my neighbor. They really believe in growing their own food. You see the struggles of what's going on in the world. Like I said, I'm sitting here looking at these tomatoes that I have set aside for my neighbor who really wanted to grow her own food. And instead, her cancer is back and she is in the hospital. You don't know what people are going through unless you ask, unless you send a text, unless you stop at their door, unless you're literally sharing food with them. Or so instead of her being able to grow them, Lord willing, she gets to come home. People will come and step into this high tunnel and they're like, holy crap, what are you going to do with all this food? What are you going to do with all this food? Well, Lord willing, if it doesn't die, I'm going to be able to feed my neighbors who are trying to grow their own food, who were diligent in getting greenhouses and getting soil and learning how to grow food the last couple years, but no longer can. I want to stand in the gap of those people who can't help themselves. And if this high tunnel can grow food for the masses of just my little neighborhood here, then isn't it worth all the work I'm going through? Who cares if there's a pig in the corner over here. Who cares if my high tunnel has a giant crazy grass thing or a giant stack of lumber or a giant stack of cardboard? Who cares? Because look at this food. It is growing, and yeah, it's small. We're in the north. It is what it is. But I'm going to be able to feed a lot of people with this food, let alone not just my neighbors, but my family, my own family. We can put up tomatoes for a year. We can feed the people who come and work in this garden, the volunteers, the interns, everybody who comes here. I have food in all parts of this high tunnel. I'm cracking up. I have a pig that had piglets over here. She's living in here because this is one of our escapees while we were gone. And she had some piglets over here in my high tunnel. So I have 5 piglets over here. We have brooding chicks on the bottom of this little chicken coop. And then I have a broody hen who's hatching out chicks at the top of this little coop. And then I have all these tomatoes and peppers and yummy things. I'm about to plant squashes and beans. And yeah, this is a lot of work and a lot of food, but it's worth it when you're feeding the people. You don't know what your neighbors are going through. If you can grow your own food, if you are able-bodied and able to put in the hard work and the labor, and you have the space, the time, possibly extra money to pump out some serious food, do it. Grow your own food. Grow enough for people around you. Check on your neighbors. People have made it through hard times. And we're about to. So check on your neighbors, grow some extra food if you can. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you can grow food, if you have a way, don't sheep out with excuses of you live too small. You can learn how to grow food where you are, where you're planted, and you can do it. It's possible. Get food growing now. Right now. It's an example of growing your own food and how people who always say they want to, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could have chickens. Oh, I wish I could grow food. I wish I could learn how to do that. You can. You have a kitchen counter. Great. Start there. You got a window sill. Every house, I don't know a single house that doesn't have a windowsill. Start there. Grow something in there. Learn how things germinate. Learn how to identify the little seeds. These are extreme examples. And the majority of the people that watch this channel that have a desire to grow food have little more than a windowsill. They have a backyard. They have a patio. They have something. But there's always an excuse. Oh, I wouldn't want to just grow in a windowsill. I want to grow bigger. Do you know how to grow in a windowsill? Do you know how to grow in a pot on your front porch? Do you know how? If you want it that bad, you can do it. Where there's a will, there's a way. Thank you guys for following along today. I guess I came back with a fire under my arse after going to Boise. Paying almost $6 a gallon will get you there. You know what I'm saying? My husband and I went and got some coffee, and the kind of coffee we normally get, and we looked at it, and it was $25 for 25. We have a Keurig. Not my favorite, but it is easy. And when you're homeschooling and growing and all these things, here I am making excuses why I don't make better coffee. But we use the little K-cups, and it is ending up being like $1 or over $1 a cup of coffee now. which is astronomical for home coffee. So I think I'm gonna be at least switching it up with some other kinds of coffee, but it's the look on my husband's face, because I've always been into this. He kind of just lets me be who I am and grow food and make sure we're preserving and learning all this stuff. And he just is very supportive, but he doesn't really participate. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, going to the grocery store and buying gas, like trying to cut back and save money for different things that are luxuries is getting harder, because when you go to the grocery store and your coffee that you normally get is $15 is now $25. His look on his face was shock. Like, oh my gosh. It's kind of like, I see what you're saying. Like, yeah. The moral of the story is, where there's a will, there's a way. Do your due diligence. Grow some extra food for your neighbors. And encourage those who want to. But if they keep making excuses, got some crazy hair. But if they keep making excuses, guys, sometimes it's okay to walk away. We're out of school. We're done with baseball. And so there's going to be probably a lot more videos. But I'll see you guys on my next video. Thanks for following along. Bye, guys.